A New Zealand bikie suspected of being involved in dozens of shootings and arson attacks is continuing his legal bid alive to avoid being sent to New Zealand. Sosefo Katoa, 27, has been locked up in Immigration Detention Center at Christmas Island since 2019, when police withdrew charges against him, clearing the way for him to be deported to New Zealand on bad character grounds. In an interview to New Zealand TV channel News Hub, Sosefo tells viewers about the poor food and conditions on Christmas Island, and how he is living a life of hell. It's understood about 200 people are being held at this detention center and about half are New Zealand citizens. They're dubbed as 501s, a group facing deportation because they failed immigration's bad character test. Australia's Border Force says the men were sent to Christmas Island because they posed a risk to the Australian community. In a statement, ABF says that the detainees are unlawful migrants, with convictions for sexual, violent and drug-related offences. Sosefo served as Sergeant-at-Arms of the powerful Canberra chapter of the Comancheros, during a period which coincided with a violent power struggle, prompted by the departure of former National President Mark Buttle to the Middle East. He was involved with dozens of shootings and firebombings, although authorities have never had enough evidence to convict him of these offences. In the interview given to News Hub, Sosefo says that he was merely friends with some Comanchero members.
Sosefo says he has no criminal record, but was expelled because he was mates with bikies.
It's not fair because they destroyed my life and even my family too, you know?
But a photograph filed in a court case in Canberra in 2019 shows him in full gang colours, posing beside feared Comanchero members. The photo was taken at the lavish funeral for Buttle's mother, who was laid to rest in a $45,000 gold casket. Sosefo also posed in another photo standing beside Murray, the gang's Melbourne-based national president. During the execution of a search warrant of his home, police found a Sergeant-at-Arms patch, with the Comanchero colours. The Sergeant-at-Arms sits under the commander and is an important rank in the club. In sworn affidavit submitted at the court, a senior police officer said that his role as Sergeant-at-Arms of the Canberra chapter required him to ensure the safety of the club, ensure discipline among its members and to coordinate action against rival gangs including retaliation by force. Back in 2019 at Woden Southern Cross Club, Sosefo called members of the Comanchero over to a table, where 4 nomads were sitting, before he punched one of the nomads in the nose, breaking it, according to court documents. He also faced charges of possessing a prohibited weapon, after his fingerprints were allegedly found on the sticky tape, used to bind together components of an incendiary bomb. Being from the Pacific Islands, Sosefo was particularly close to murdered Canberra Comanchero commander Pitasoni Ulavalu. Pitasoni Ulavalu is always in the same frame as Sosefo. Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton revoked his visa on the grounds that it would disrupt his involvement and activity within the Comancheros and potentially disrupt the ongoing criminal activity of the Comancheros. This would also weaken them further. In August 2021, the federal court dismissed his case to avoid deportation to New Zealand, finding there was nothing unreasonable about a government minister's decision to cancel his visa on character grounds, giving him 5 weeks to file an appeal. Sosefo's lawyers were late by 3 weeks in doing so. The federal court judges then dismissed the appeal, saying it was late and hopeless. His lawyers have now turned to the High Court, and have filed an appeal last week, claiming that federal court judge was wrong to toss his case out on missing deadline. Sosefo's lawyers have asked the federal court to ignore the deadline, and have argued that the bikie's case was not hopeless. The High Court could hear his case in early April. Sosefo remains at the Christmas Island Immigration Detention Center until then.
Sometimes I said to myself, I prefer die than being in this place.